Today we'll take a look at the Akko CS vintage white switches. Before getting into specifics, I wanted to thank Akko for sending me these to review. They did send over a few other switches as well, so definitely more switch reviews on the way. As expected from Akko by now, the packaging of these vintage whites feel a lot more premium than what you would expect at this price point. The vintage whites are very light linear switches with a 35-gram spring. They have a clear top housing and an off-white bottom housing and stem. The spring is longer than average at 22mm, and the switch does not fit films. They have a total travel distance of 4mm, which is 0.5mm longer than the Radiant Reds or even the Rose Reds from Akko. Since these are very light linear switches, I'm comparing them to Gateron Clears in this video. When we compare stem wobble between the two, it's clear that the Akko vintage whites have this very well controlled, whereas the Gateron Clear switch without films is wobbling all over the place. Now let's compare how the two switches sound. And finally, a sound test of the vintage whites on a KBD67 Lite. So to me, the vintage whites are reasonably smooth out of the box and actually don't feel as scratchy as the Gateron Clear switch when comparing them side by side. I honestly wasn't expecting to like these vintage whites due to their extremely lightweight, but that was what I enjoyed most about them. I type on 55-gram Topre all day for work, so it's actually a nice break for my fingers to type on something this light after work. If you haven't tried out extremely light switches before, I do suggest you give them a chance. You may be pleasantly surprised like I was. So that's all for today's video. I will be lubing these to see how much smoother they become and also if some of the spring and leaf ping can be reduced. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.